Mr. Dowd, you said that you and your partner had agreed that you were going to graduate into more serious crimes at this point in your career. Did you accomplish that objective? Eventually?
Yes.
How did you accomplish that objective?
Well, what had happened was, you know, through we had a very strong relationship with a local drug dealer. His name was Mr. Perez. I'm driving up Van Sicklen, and on my right-hand side, I see this very attractive Hispanic woman, very slender, red pump heels on, long black flowing hair, standing next to a shiny, beautiful red Corvette. Immediately, I was, of course, drawn to the scene. You got a beautiful woman standing next to a beautiful car. I mean, how perfect could it get?
I had my Corvette parked outside, which was my showroom car. My wife was there cleaning the car, and police car stopped right in front of my shop.
This dark-skinned Dominican guy that looked like a string bean with long braided hair that came down to the middle of his back come up to the patrol car and say, "Hey, officer, what can I do for you?"
I went, I said, "Hey, my name is Barron." He's like, "I don't give a fuck who you are." He kept looking at my wife.
He goes, "What's up with this girl here?" He goes to me, "What girl?" I says, "This beautiful girl standing here. She's beautiful." He said, "That's my wife." So, in total disbelief, I said, "Get the fuck out of here. That's not your wife."
My man, it's taken. That's my wife.
And I said, "Holy fuck, I can't believe that would be... Wow, you must be something."
And I think he used that as an excuse to come in too, you know, to get close to me.
Baron Perez was the owner of a stereo installation shop.
Auto Sound City. In the front, it had a little store where they sell all the equipment, and in the back was the shop where you do all the repairs and the installation.
Drug dealers are the ones with money. They want 18 speakers and stereos and all types of stuff. The more they can put in the car, the better. So it's obvious that he has connections to drug dealers.
I know his clients are drug dealers. He knows that I know his clients are drug dealers. He knows that I know he's a player. He doesn't know how much of a player I am at this point, but he sees the glee in my eye.
I looked at him in the eye. He looked at me in the eye. We made an agreement as friends.
So here I am. I happen across this individual running a proprietorship with nothing but drug money coming in and out of the place all day long. Maybe there's some way we can make money from this.
La Compañía, it's a very serious Dominican gang. They made a lot of money. Millions and millions of dollars.
La Compañía was one of the most powerful drug organizations at that time in New York City.
Jose Montalvo, also known as Cello, was the original leader of the Compañía and was responsible for its operation.
Me and my partner are working on the drug side of Cello's organization. Joe Hall and his partner are working on the murder side of Cello's organization.
I have a large carton of homicides that I can attribute to La Compañía.
Cello saw himself as a businessman. The company was set up very much like a business.
They had supervisors, they had workers, they had runners. Runners would take the drugs from the Heights over to East New York, put it in a stash house. Then they had the manufacturing part, where they had the heat sale jumbo 20s for distribution.
Their shifts matched the police shift, so if a shift for a police officer was 8 to 4, then his shift at his spot was 8 to 4. For Cello, it meant when his vulnerability was highest, the police presence was lowest in the precinct. The only aspect of it that made it a little different than a business is if in a business, if you mess up, you get a reprimand. In his business, if you mess up, you got killed.
Cello was not intimidating to look at, but he has his darkness, you know. He was a brutal guy. He didn't think about it to have somebody killed. And he killed a lot of people.
The company was very violent. I mean, there were murders of people who were trying to rob them for the money that was at the spot. There were murders of people who were in the company who they perceived as a threat. There were murders of rivals. They brought people specifically from the Dominican Republic to work in New York whose only job was to kill people they saw as a threat.
Just by the murders alone, we knew we were up against a really tough crew, really tough crew.
The time is now approximately 1840 hours. We are conducting this video surveillance for the Brooklyn North Narcotics Area Office.
My investigation, the La Company investigation, was 2 locations in East New York, Pine and Pitkin and Norwood and Fulton. Early on in the investigation, we received information about Cello, that he was going to be at Norwood and Fulton Street. I had borrowed a very nondescript surveillance van. And we were right in front of the Pachado restaurant, where we knew the members of the organization would hang out, the bosses would hang out. Tom and I are in the van, and we're comfortable, we're having our coffee, and then slowly we start to see people show up. So Tom, being a DEA agent, he starts taking the shots. And we're pretty excited because we know that everybody's showing up. It's part of Cello's crew. And we said, well, we'll be able to identify who this person is, this person is, this person is, because at that point we had cooperators that would point to us, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so. So we're saying, this is great. Time goes by, and I kind of like look over, and I saw a quick glance. I'm giving it a little bit more time, but I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. I'm saying something's up the way they're looking at us. I said, Tom, that's enough. Wrap it up. We got everybody. As I start the van, vroom, of course, they know no one's come in and out of that van, and they've had their eye on it. And I hear, Mira, Mira. And then I see a guy walk over and pop the trunk of a blue Chevelle. The pack comes up, and they start reaching in, and they start bringing out hardware. I saw about maybe 4 or 5 guns come out of the trunk of that car, and I see a fucking street sweeper come out of the trunk of the car. And I said, oh my God, this is it. We're fucked. I had my little 5-shot, Tom had his 9, but we were sitting in there like we were in a, like fish in a barrel. As they start to bring out the hardware, I get the car out in time. As we pulled out, 2 rounds were fired. So now I'm really flying out of there. And I'm looking at the rearview mirror, of course, and I see the 2 headlights, and then they start flying towards us. So now I go, fuck. They are absolutely in pursuit. I put over the radio, 7-5 squad, we got shots fired central. We're being pursued by 2 vehicles at Logan and Fulton. Central calls back, and she said, give me a description of the car you're chasing. I said, negative. I said, they're chasing us. I go down Atlantic Avenue, I go west, I jump over the sidewalk. There's a sidewalk divider there. I jump over the sidewalk. They do the same. They jump over the sidewalk with their sedans. And I start to head towards the 7-5 precinct, to the fort. I think we went down Essex Street or Linwood Street, and they stopped their pursuit.
Barron says to me that I have a friend, Cello.
He has an organization in the neighborhood. He's not too far from here.
And he wants to know if you can give me some information about narcotics, if they're gonna bust, if they're not gonna bust. I tell Kenny that we gotta deal with this guy.
What Mike came up with was $8,000 a week, and we will offer our services to this Dominican drug gang.
Cello. We'd pay Barron, and I would pick the money up at Barron's shop.
That first burglary scene we went to, Mike threw me $100. I thought I could always come back from that. Now we're dealing with a major drug organization, and we're supposed to get systematic payoffs. There's no turning back. There's no becoming a cop again.
Kenny and I pick up our money that Cello had dropped off.
We get to my house, counting the money is short. Mike is fucking pissed. They fucking shorted us,
I'm a New York City cop. I'm taking a risk of going to jail for a long period of time, and you're gonna short me a dime? There's a line he cannot cross.
Mike was mad, Kenny was mad, and fuck this and fuck that, and...
You're not fucking me. It's not happening. So I sat in front of Cello's drug spot for 4 days, every night. Just sat there, chasing people. Hitting the lights, hitting the sirens, chasing them, harassing them, pulling them over. He fucking sends a message over to Barron, tell that cop I'm putting a contract on him, I'm gonna have him whacked. Went to work the next day, happened to go down Fulton, right in front of Hale, and here comes his Porsche, pulling away. I had never seen this guy in person, but I knew it was his car. I pulled him over, license registration. Of course, he doesn't know who the fuck I am because he never saw me. He, you know, complies with my orders, pulls out his license registration, insurance card. I take it, throw it back in his fucking car, and I go, "You gonna have me killed?" And he looks at me, and he doesn't know what the fuck to do. I'm standing there, I'm in his face, "You're gonna have me killed? Why don't we do this? You get out of your fucking car, and I'll be a real man. You get out of your fucking car right now, and we'll do a 20 fucking pace walk-off, and we'll see who wins. Let's do it right now. You fucking owe me money, and you fucking put a hit on me, you motherfucker?" No. Call it off right now. I never said anything about the money to him. You call it off right now. Or you see how this is for real. Like, this is for fucking real. You can't just tell you're putting a hit on a fucking cop and me not fucking come find you. I did. Day one, I found you. I don't know, a couple hours later, I get a page from Barron. He goes, "Mike, Cello just called me, told me the hit's off. And boy, I got something for you." Walked into Barron's office at Auto Sound City, he handed me $700.
Mike is furious. He doesn't want to have nothing to do with these guys no more.
Barron is a businessman. So he says to me, "I got another guy who I think can use our help now."
So you had the company was a drug organization run by Jose Montalvo, who was also known as Cello. Then you had another organization doing pretty much the same thing, run by Adam Diaz.
How does your organization compare to the company?
Nothing at all.
What do you mean?
Because the company was a fucking low-scale shit. Half a grand shit, like dimes. He didn't have the connections I had. I could take him off of the fucking business in a heartbeat. But I didn't want to do that. Why? Because he didn't represent no competition to me. And on top of that, his sister was in love with me. Beautiful girl. I was banging the shit out of her.
So what's it take to be the boss?
Balls. And you gotta be responsible. I know how a lot of kilos on Escobar because I know the stamp. When you have a Colombian connection, if they bring you 1,500 kilos and you have it in a place, you're already responsible for that. I don't care if tomorrow the kilos goes down $2,000 a piece, $3,000, $5,000. It doesn't matter. You're already responsible for that amount. You better fucking come forward with